dear students, very good evening to all of you. Please make sure that my voice is clear and screen is visible to all of you. Okay, very good evening to all of you. Okay, so as we know that few days are remaining for your GPAT examination, and throughout the year you guys have done so much of hard work, your efforts, and you have been consistent throughout your efforts. You came till here and few days are remaining. So to boost your preparation with the demand of the students, we have started a rapid revision where we are going to see 100 MCQs each day, and today also we are going to see the questions from the pharmaceutics. So quantitatively it is about the 100 MCQs, but the discussion and whatever options that we are going to see, at least it will cover your 250 to 300 MCQs. So that much discussion we are going to have for each MCQs. So we hope that your examination, you will not appear, you will conquer this examination, which is very important. And we hope that your examination will be very good. So all the very best for that first. And today only GPAT admit card also has been released, so you can download that admit card if you have not downloaded. Yeah, good evening all of you. Okay, so you guys are ready with the answers also. So anyways, so today we are going to start for the topic that is pharmaceutics, and along with the pharmaceutics we are going to see the other connected topic with this one. Okay, so let's get started. Yeah, very good evening all of you. So today we are going to see some of the important questions and along with that discussion. Okay, so I hope you all are ready for the discussion because your participation is also important along with mine. So you guys will be telling me the answers, and if you know the answers, otherwise I'll tell. So the very first question is, which of the following method is used to determine the surface area? Whenever they talk about the surface area, okay, you have to read the question carefully. Is it surface area, it is particle size, particle volume, or so on? Okay. Option A is sedimentation. Okay. Now, first of all, you know that sedimentation is a method. First of all, what is the formula? Can anybody tell me? What is the formula? So for the sedimentation, the formula that we are using is the Stokes law, right? So that will give you the particle size, not about the surface area. And the particle size which is obtained from sedimentation, that is known as Stokes diameter. Okay, that is known as Stokes diameter. That is the reason option 1 anyways it cannot be there. Option 2 is hydrometer. So basically the name itself suggests hydro is related to the water content. It has nothing to do with the surface area. Next is adsorption, will come to this point, and next is counter. So this is to measure the particle volume, right? Again, it has nothing to do with the surface area. Surface area can be measured either by the adsorption method, or one more method is there. Can you tell me what is the method? Sana is telling D. See Sana, this is for particle volume. That is the reason I'm telling you have to read the question. When they talk about the surface area means what? Particle volume will not come. So two methods are there to see the surface area. First is adsorption method. Can you tell me what is the another? Yeah, good evening all of you, those who have joined now. Next is about the air permeability method. Okay, so these two methods are there to calculate the surface area. Do not get confused. This is for the particle size. This is about the moisture content. So we will not talk about this. This is the particle volume. Okay, and adsorption and air permeability method is to calculate the surface area of the particle. Okay. I hope you have understood the difference C and D. Why D is not there and why C is there. Okay. This is particle volume. Okay. So option C is the right answer. Those who have given, so option C, very good. Helium displacement, very good, Vijay. So you know adsorption technique. Adsorption means the particles will get adsorbed. It is a surface phenomena, not the bulk phenomena. Absorption is a bulk phenomena. Okay. Next is, which of the following OECD guideline is for acute oral toxicity? We will talk about the headquarters and all for the OECD in the upcoming questions. Okay. For now, tell me acute oral toxicity, which is the guideline. For that, very simple trick. First of all, now everybody knows who has taken the retirement from the cricket. I think everybody knows, like Virat has taken the retirement, right? So with that only we have prepared a trick, and that trick is very simple. You have to remember ODI, One Day International. I think everybody knows, including girls and boys, right? So One Day International and Test, right? It is a format of cricket, so everybody can remember. O stands for oral, D stands for dermal, I stands, ODI is nothing but the oral, dermal and inhalational, okay? And T stands for toxicity, okay? So that means the first one is for the acute oral toxicity, second is for acute dermal toxicity, third is for the acute inhalational toxicity, okay? And afterwards also it is there for 404, 405, that is I will tell you afterwards. So now what they are asking, acute oral toxicity. Oral means what? First one, that is option 1, 401, okay? So it is very easy to remember. I'll give you for 404, 5 and 6 also, okay? So I hope you have understood this trick. Okay, very good. A option is the right answer. So here you can see 401 is acute oral toxicity, then acute dermal toxicity, acute inhalation. Okay, ODI, you can easily remember. One Day International Test Cricket. T I have given because it is related to the toxicity. Then comes 404, 5 and 6. For that you remember the word that is DESI, DESI. D stands for again dermal, but this time it is about the irritation. Okay, it is about the irritation. E stands for eye, that is 405 is acute eye irritation, and next is 406, that is S, skin sensitization. I stands for irritation. Okay, very easy. 401, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Simple. The next question is, who is the chairman of 9th edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia? Yes, can you tell me who is the chairman? 420 is fixed dose. Very good. Shall I repeat the trick for the first one? See, 401, 402 and 403, you remember ODI, that is One Day International. Why I have given T? T stands for toxicity, okay? So O stands for One Day International, O for oral, D for dermal, and T, I for international, that is inhalation, okay? So this is done. Here T stands for toxicity, okay? Next is DESI, the word DESI you remember. D stands for dermal, E stands for eye, S stands for skin sensitization, and here I stands for irritation. Irritation, why? Because here it is coming, here it is coming, here it is. Here it is not there, but remember I. Understood? Very easy from 401 to 6. ODI International, that is One Day International, and then DESI. Okay. So I hope you have understood. Who is the chairman of 9th edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia? Can you tell me? 9th edition. Very simple trick. I will tell you the years how you have to remember along with the trick for the chairman. Okay. So that let them ask you any question, whether it is yours, whether it is about the chairman. Okay. So for that, before going towards this question, I'll tell you that trick. So you can tell me. Okay. So for that very simple series you remember, that is nothing but 11, 19, 11, 11. Then you have to repeat 3, 4, 4 and 4. That's it. This series, if you remember, you can remember all the years. 11, 19, 11, 11. Then comes 3 and triple 4. That's it. And you remember the year, 1955. That is the first year for the Indian Pharmacopoeia. Okay. First edition in which 1955. Okay. Easy only you can remember. Keep adding this number. That's it. 1955 plus 11 if you do 1966. Then comes 1985. 1996. Then if you add 2007, 2010, 2014, 2018 and 2020. Hardly it will take maybe 20 seconds. If the question comes, it will be easy. Okay. This is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. Total ninth edition. That's it. Whether they will ask you year, any year if they ask, you can identify easily. But just don't get messed up with this series. Okay. Then comes the chairman. Very easy trick. Again, you have to remember. First is good morning. Here only I will write. Good morning, Nityanand. You have to repeat 3 times. Good morning, Nityanand. That is N N N. G stands for Dr. B.N. Ghosh. G stands for Dr. B.N. Ghosh. M stands for Mukherjee. Dr. B. Mukherjee. Nityanand 3 times you have to repeat. Afterwards you have to repeat 2 times. Dr. 𝙂𝙖𝙏. Okay, I am writing G. And then for the last 2 you have to write provides motivation. So it is like good morning, 3 times Nityanand, 2 times 𝙂𝙖𝙏 provides motivation. I will tell you. Provides means Dr. P.K. Pradhan. And M for 𝙂𝙖𝙏 Mandviya. M for 𝙂𝙖𝙏 Mandviya. Good morning means G for Ghosh, M for Mukherjee, Nityanand, 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 𝙂𝙖𝙏. Then comes Dr. P.K. Pradhan and 𝙂𝙖𝙏 Mandviya. Clear all of you? Have you understood this? Okay. So this is about the chairman. These are about the years. Okay. Now the question is, who was the chairman or who is the chairman for the 9th edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia? Okay. 9th edition means the last one, that is 2022. So that is 𝙂𝙖𝙏 Mandviya. Okay. So I hope you have understood. Let them ask you years. Let them ask you any edition and about the chairman. Okay. So I hope till here it is clear to all of you. And if you see the right answer, Dr. 𝙂𝙖𝙏 Mandviya. Okay. B.N. Ghosh is the first. Good morning. We started with good morning. So B.N. Ghosh is was the chairman for the first edition. Nityanand for the 3rd, 4th and 5th. And 𝙂𝙖𝙏 6th and 7th. 8th was P.K. Pradhan. 9th was 𝙂𝙖𝙏 Mandviya. Clear all of you? Okay. Any doubts till here? The next question. Yeah, very good. The next question, Bingham body shows which type of flow? First of all, you should know this is the question from physical pharmacy. So Bingham bodies is the alternative name is for what? Option A is Newtonian, option B is plastic, pseudoplastic, dilated. First of all, you should know Bingham bodies comes under the non-Newtonian fluid. Bingham bodies comes under the non-Newtonian fluid. Fourth son is telling B. Okay, so Newtonian definitely it won't be there. Pseudoplastic. Pseudoplastic is basically shear thinning system, right? Something which is decreasing in the viscosity, so it is becoming thin. You can remember like that. So that is pseudoplastic. Dilated. The name itself suggests something which is expanding when you apply the force. So we call it as shear thickening system. Okay. So definitely pseudoplastic dilatant won't be there. So plastic is the right answer. Very good, all of you. Yes, Praveen. Okay. No, C won't be there. Harsha, C won't be there. B is the right answer, plastic. And also remember the examples. So Newtonian, like normal, our dilute solution, who will simply behave as a water, like glycerin, water, dilute solution comes under the Newtonian. So those who follow Newtonian law, they are Newtonian fluids. Those who do not follow, they are non-Newtonian. Okay. So plastic bodies, they are known as Bingham bodies. Okay. Very good. Now comes the next. Okay. Basically here it is given as a list, that is a tablet diluent, and you should know what are the properties, or you have to match with it. Okay. First is about the lactose. Very like classic example, and the reaction that lactose undergoes is about the Maillard reaction. First of all, remember there are 2 types of lactose. First is hydrous and anhydrous. Most of the students get confused that which undergoes Maillard reaction. Very simple. Hydrous means what? Water molecule is present. Anhydrous means what? Water molecule is not present. So in which water molecule is present, that will undergo the Maillard reaction, and in which it is not present, it will not undergo. So lactose, anhydrous lactose will not undergo the reaction, but hydrous lactose will go. Okay, and it is nothing but the discoloration due to the presence of perfuraldehyde. Okay, I hope everybody knows. So first we got what is there, lactose. So for P it is 2. Next is about the mannitol. Now there are very crucial things regarding mannitol, and they will ask you question regarding this. Okay, so how can you remember is mannitol? Mannitol, the which letter is repeated in mannitol? Letter N, right? Which letter is repeated? Letter N. So you remember N. N for non-hygroscopic. Mannitol is non-hygroscopic, right? It has negative heat of solution. Negative heat means it will give cooling sensation used in the chewable tablets and all. So it has a negative heat of solution. Non-hygroscopic, non-carcinogenic. Okay, and it has low solubility or no solubility. You can remember no or low solubility. And can you tell me what is the optical isomer of mannitol? What is the optical isomer of mannitol? This you will have to tell. Okay, so we got mannitol, that is 3. So mannitol is third one. Calcium phosphate, everybody knows that whenever we talk about tetracycline or antibiotic, it is advised that you should not take with the milk because milk contains calcium. And if you take along with the antibiotics, then the absorption will be hampered. So because of that, because they will form a complex. Okay, so calcium phosphate contraindicated for tetracycline. So R4 is the right, and specially dried starch, that is nothing but 2 to 4% of the moisture. So if you see 2, 3, 4 and 2. 2, 3, 4 and 2. Sorry, 2, 3, 4 and 1. 2, 3, 4 and 1. Okay, so option D is the right answer. Very good. Whoever has answered. Sorbitol is the right answer. Very good. Yes, very good. So sorbitol is the optical isomer. Okay, so many things we have covered in this question only. So this is what I have already explained. Next is rotoviscometer is a type of which viscometer? Rotational. From that word rotational you can identify. Rotoviscometer is what? Q type cup and bob, Searle type cup and bob. So that is basically about the Searle type cup and bob viscometer, because that is a rotational viscometer. The name itself suggests it is a rotational viscometer, generally used to measure the viscosity of a fluid. So there are various types. So that is the rotational viscometer, right? Now the chapters, whether it is about any of the like act, but chapters are very important. Okay, so for that chapters you should know for the patent act. Okay, so here they are asking what is the chapter 5 of the patent act. Okay, so most of you will see the chapters for DNC and all, but here also it is important. Again, many chapters are there, so there is a trick to remember. So many chapters are there. Definitely it is difficult to remember. Okay, so you just have to remember the trick, that is, please I ate perfect orange and people get additional apple. Those who know the answer, you can let me know. So the trick is, please I ate perfect orange and people get additional apple. Okay, so P stands for preliminary, basic. I stands for invention. A stands for 8. P stands for publication. Because this is omitted, we have not given any trick here. O stands for orange, that is opposition. AN stands for anticipation. P stands for provision. G stands for grant, that is get. Patents of addition. Addition means additional. And apple means the application and specification or the amendments. Okay. So if you remember, please I ate perfect orange and people get additional apple. That's it. Simply fast if you write it down, you can identify. Now they are asking chapter 5. So you know chapter 5 is about the orange that we have selected. So O for opposition. Okay. So you can note it down, this trick also. So chapter 5, that is opposition proceedings to grant of patent. Opposition proceeding to grant of patent is the right answer. Those who have answered B is the right answer. Very good. Now, air velocity of HEPA filters, most important, like we have seen so many times. What is the specification for the HEPA filters? Can you guess what is the answer? HEPA filters, air velocity. What is the air velocity of the HEPA filters? Yes, what is the efficiency of HEPA filters? See, there is a difference. Air velocity, not the flow rate. That is the reason we have kept the question. Many students just read this one, okay, feet per minute, and they will answer. Air velocity is different, flow rate is different. Air velocity, when we talk about air velocity, remember it is option A, 100 plus minus 20 feet per minute. Okay, 100 is nothing but you remember century. Century in the air. Because they will give 6 and 4, right? So that is the reason century, you remember it is 100 plus minus 20 feet per minute. Flow rate is different. And about those who have answered B is no, not B. It is about the air velocity. We are not talking about the flow rate. Okay, please remember that is the reason we have kept. Let's see the other important points from the HEPA filter. See, efficiency is 99.97. In some books they have given 99.99. Okay, so as per Lackman it is there. I think in Remington it is different. But accordingly, you see what option is very closest to the HEPA filter if the question comes. Okay. Particle size 0.3 micrometer. Okay. When we talk about the class 100, class 1000, there 0.5 micron comes. Here it is 0.3. Remember, okay. Next, efficiency testing is done by DOP, 𝙈𝙀𝙀𝙎𝙀 test. 66.6 ppm is the concentration. Apart from that, liquid paraffin and the reagent is used as hydrocarbon. See here, flow rate is 20. Flow rate is 20 plus minus 5 feet per minute. Air velocity, remember the century word because 100 is there, right? So 100 plus minus 20 feet per minute. So I hope you have understood. Very good. What is GPAT aspirants? Very good. The name itself is GPAT aspirants. How can we identify you? Anyways, you are right. 99.97 and 0.3 micron is the right answer. So remember these things, okay? Very important. Dip tube in metering valve is made up of. Even if you have not seen any time, you should know this question is from where? Aerosol. And it is like a perfume, right? The spray bottle. At least you might have seen some spray bottle. What do you think the dip tube is made up of? Dip tube is something which will go inside and carry the product. So what do you think it is made up of? Do you think it will be made up of stainless steel? Have you seen any time? Have you seen it is made up of nylon? Or by looking you can see it is made up of a plastic material, right? So what is the option? Hmm. Okay, so option A, polyethylene is the right answer because that is made up of. Let's see the other one also. Ferrule. Ferrule is something which is used to attach the valve. We are talking about the containers of the aerosol, right? So it is made up of tin plated steel, aluminium can be used, okay? Then comes your valve, body or housing that is made up of nylon or delrine. Gasket. Gasket, it is made up of rubber, okay? So if you cannot remember, at least you can remember a basket, right? Because that sounds very similar. So basket, plastic basket you can remember. So butadiene and neoprene rubber it is there. Not plastic, rubber bag, okay? Rubber basket you can remember. Spring SS is easy. Stainless steel. Dip tube it is made up of polyethylene or polypropylene, okay? The materials of the plastic. So polyethylene is the right answer. The next is, which test is performed to assess the ability of the tablet to withstand abrasion in packaging, handling and transportation? So what do you think? What should be the right answer? That means whenever a tablet will be there during transportation, if your how much pressure, how much wear and tear your tablet can withstand. For that we are doing test. What test we are doing? Option A is hardness test. Hardness test. Do we do hardness test for that one? No. Disintegration test is to see that how much time your tablet is taking once it goes into the gastrointestinal fluid, right? So this is not there, this is not there. Dissolution means how much amount of the drug will be releasing after disintegration. Tablet is disintegrating doesn't means that it will get dissolved also, right? So that is the reason. So friability testing. What is the limitation for friability testing? Very good. B is the right answer. What is the limitations? Your friability test will pass if it is what? Not more than, not less than. Very good, Sushil. TVR, Praveen, right. Very good. Not 4 times. You can say that it is rotated. Friability we will do 25 RPM and you will do it for 4 minutes. Or options can be 100 revolutions. Sometimes students say that it is 100 RPM. No, either 100 revolutions, that means total, or 25 RPM for 4 minutes. And the tablet, you know friability apparatus, the tablet which is falling from a certain distance, what is that distance? How much distance is that? When the tablet falls from the friability apparatus, not more than 1%, very good Prasanna. 100 rotations, okay, 24 is what? Okay, very good. So, you tell me that this, at what distance the tablet is falling down. So anyways, B, option B is the right answer, that is friability. 6 inches is the right answer, very good Prasanna. So the tablet will fall at a certain distance, that is nothing but the 6 inches, very good. Next question, what is the dose for 6 months old infant having adult dose of 300 mg? The question is from the posology. And what we are going to discuss is there is only one formula for which this formula we are using when the age of the child is given in the months. Age of the child is given in the months. We use this formula. And what is that formula? That formula is nothing but the Fry's formula. So how you can remember? How you can remember? Fry's formula. Fried means you can remember. You can eat the fried food, that is a fast food, once in a month. Okay. So you will get the answer that age when it is given in months, you have to use the Fry's formula. Hey, no, not Young's formula. Vijaya, I think you are clear now. Fried is very good, Prasanna, Sana. Remember this trick, simple. Fried means what? It sounds like you are eating some fried food, right? So something you have been given that, okay, we have to eat the fried food once in a month. So when age is given in months, you have to use Fry's formula, okay? Very good, Prasanna. I think Prasanna has given. What should be the answer? Okay, you guys have given. Because I think D is not there. Sana is telling B. Okay. So the formula, what is the formula that we have seen? Age divided by 150 into adult dose. Okay, age in months. Huh? Age is given in months. What is age? 6 divided by 150 into adult dose is what? 300. If you calculate, you will get the answer. That is option B, 12 mg. Option B, 12 mg is the right answer. Very good, Sushil, GPAT aspirants. So this is the formula. Remember, age of child when it is given in months. This is the only formula where age is given in months and you are using this formula. Very good. The next question. The strength of dilute solution is 1 in 4000 and strength of concentrate is 1 in 800. What is the degree of dilution? For that, now because here it is 1, you can easily identify 800 into 5. So it is 5 times diluted. But what if here the value is different? So you will have to use the formula. And for that, you have to convert this into percentage. Okay. This convert into percentage. How you will convert? 1 in 4000. That means 4000 contains how much parts? 1 part. And when we are converting into percentage, it is for 100 is equal to x. So x is equal to 100 divided by 4000. So if you calculate, what you will get? Can somebody calculate? So you will get 0.025. This is a percentage for dilute solution. Similarly, if you calculate the percentage of the concentrate solution, you will get 0.125%. So y is equal to 100 divided by 800. So you got the percentage for the dilute solution. You got the percentage for the concentrated solution. Now you can easily substitute into the formula, that is strength of concentrate divided by dilute. Okay. What is the strength of dilute? Dilute 0.125 divided by 0.025. Percent divided by 0.025. It will give 5. So 5 is the right answer. That is option C. Okay. By looking also you can solve, but what if here the value is different, here the value is different? So that is nothing but degree of dilution. Okay. So option C 5 times is the right answer. Very good, Sushil, Karthik, Sana. Right, very good. So this is the formula, remember. Which of the following is a variant of hammer mill? Most of the times you will see the question. Variant is nothing but what? One mill is there. Some modification has been done. So we call it as a variant. What is the variant of hammer mill? First of all, Hardinge mill is the variant of what? Can you tell me? What is the variant of Hardinge mill? So variant of Hardinge mill is ball mill, right? Variant of ball mill is Hardinge mill. Okay, so you can remember ball is hard. Ball is hard. So this trick you can remember. So that is a Hardinge mill is a variant of ball mill. Next is about the micro and kiloplex. Okay, these two are the variants of pin mill. I think pin, you know, pin is like safety pin or a small pin. That is what size? Micro size. It is very small. So micro, pin is micro. Micro and kiloplex mill are the variants of the pin mill. And hammer mill, that is Fitzpatrick mill. Fitzpatrick mill is a variant of a hammer mill. Okay, so like this you can remember the variants for different kinds of equipments. So what is the right answer? D is the right answer. Very good, Vignesh, Vijaya. Sana, ball mill. Okay, very good. Yes, very good. So option D is the right answer. I hope everybody understood. So like this you can remember ball is hard. Okay. Micro and kiloplex. Pin is micro. So pin mill micro. Fitzpatrick is a hammer mill. Next is aerosil is used as what? Come on. Aerosil is used as what? Very basic question. Most of the students will still get confused. Anti-adherent, glidant, lubricant or diluent. First of all, it is not about anti-adherent. Anti-adherent and lubricant is similar. When we talk about magnesium stearate or aluminium stearate or any metal stearate, that will come under lubricant. Diluent is not there because aerosil we are not using in that much quantity. Basically your lactose and all will come under the diluent. So glidant is nothing but which will improve the flow property. It will improve the flow property by reducing the friction between the particles. Reducing the friction between the particles, right? No, diluent is not there. Glidant is the right answer. No diluent. No anti-adherent. No. Vijaya, no. B is the right answer. Glidant, aerosil, cabosil. Something which is ending with sil is glidant. Okay. Aerosil, cabosil. So these are the examples of the glidant. Very good. The next question. So example cornstarch, xyloid, aerosil and so on. Sometimes talc also act as glidant. Okay. The ophthalmic cap color coding for steroid is. Can you tell me what should be the answer for this one? There are various cap color coding for different categories of the drug. What is the cap coding or the color coding for this one? Pink, brown, yellow or blue? So first of all, remember pink is the right answer. Generally, how you will remember, I'll tell you. I don't know, have you seen the captions when they want to write something and they will write PS downside, that is post subscript, right? So that only you have to remember. P stands for pink, S stands for steroids. So basically here it is the right answer, pink is the right answer. Brown. Now whenever you get any kind of infection or something, when it is healing, when your wound is healing, what color you will get? You get kind of brown color, right? When your wound is getting healed. So brown is for the anti-infective. This is just the trick that you can remember. Anti-infective. Okay. Yellow and blue both are there for the beta blockers. Okay. BB you can remember, but don't get confused between this B. This brown color is for anti-infective. This is yellow or blue for the beta blockers. Next comes your, eyes. There are two disorders or the disease which are affected with the eyes. We call it as mydriatics and myotics, right? Mydriatics and myotics, right? So these are related to eyes. So remember with the eyes you are seeing the traffic signal. Traffic signal has two colors, basically three, but two colors, red and green. Red is for mydriatics, green is for the myotics. Okay, red is for mydriatics, green is for the myotics. So because here it is R, so you can remember red color. Here it is not there, so green color. So there it is R, that is mydriatics. Okay, so I hope you understood till here. Red mydriatics, grey non-steroidal, blue beta blockers. Very good. Chalo. Next question. Pink is the right answer for this question. You can see orange is for carbonic anhydrase, turquoise is for TP. You can remember TP, and grey is for non-steroid, yellow or blue. Very good. Purple is also there. Very good. Now next question is. This is a direct question. Like it seems sometimes one more thing we have observed that by looking at the question, the length of the question, students will directly skip the question. But the more the question, more hint you will get from the question. Actually, the answer is very easy, but sometimes by looking at the question, students will skip. Don't do that. Do not skip any question in the examination without looking at the question. Then you take the decision whether you have to solve or not. But at least read the question carefully, okay? Next is a 100 mg vial lyophilized formulation complies the particulate matter test if the average number of particles greater than or equal to 10 microns present in the unit dose does not exceed. Very good, all of you. The last answer was correct. 25 particles per container, 3 particles per container, 600 or 6000. Anybody? So basically, yes, D is the right answer. That is nothing but the 6000 particles per container. 6000 particles per container. So that is the limitation. Next is standard unit volume in metric system is. Standard unit volume in the metric system is microliter, milliliter, centiliter or liter. So when we talk about the volume in the metric system, that is nothing. It is not about the micro, less, milliliter, centiliter. It is about the liters. Okay, the standard, the biggest one is there, so you can easily remember. It is about the liters. So liters or cubic meters are the two basic units for measuring volume. Also remember the relation. That is nothing but 1 cubic meter is equal to 1000 liters. 1 cubic meter is equal to 1000 liters. Next is, as per the Pharmacy Act, in the composition of PC Act, total number of ex officio members. Okay, the composition of DTAB, ex officio and so on is very important. Okay, now they are asking as per the Pharmacy Act, the composition of PCI. In that also they are asking only for the ex officio members, not the total members. Okay, so what should be the answer for this one? So when we talk about the composition of PCI, the total number is 3 members are there as ex officio members. Okay, 3 members are there as ex officio members, in which elected we have 8, nominated 9, and ex officio 3. Elected is 8. So EE you can remember elected 8. Like this you can remember otherwise. Elected 8. Elected and 8 you can remember. Next, nominated 9 you can remember. Nominated 9. And remaining, this is for the PCI. Do not get confused anywhere else, okay? Because at that time elected will be different, nominated will be different, okay? So this is for the PCI, okay? And the ex officio 3 members are there, okay? So 3 is the right answer. That is option A is the right answer. So elected 8, nominated 9, and ex officio 3 members are there. 1 drop is equal to how much ml? 1 drop is equal to how much ml? 0.4 ml, 0.6 ml, 0.06 ml, or 0.2 ml. So basically it is 60 microliter. If you see, it is 60 microliter. Sometimes they will give you in terms of microliters, or sometimes it will give you in 0.6 ml. Okay. So definitely 0.06 ml is the right answer, which is nothing but the 60 microliter. Okay. So read the question carefully, see the units. Most of the times, not here only, if they ask you any of the question, always see the value, numerical value along with the units. Okay. So 0.06 ml is the right answer, which is nothing but the 60 microliter. Okay. 60 microliter. So 1 drop, here the table is given, 1 drop is equal to 0.06. 1 teaspoonful, okay, teaspoon, whenever you are taking, so just remember, whatever the teaspoon is there in your tea, whenever you are seeing that teaspoon, it should click 4 ml. Then you have dessert spoonful 8. So I always say that you relate with the day-to-day life example. So for example, dessert, any dessert you take. So for example, gulab jamun or rasgulla, rasmalai, whatever your favorite dessert is there, 8 pieces of that favorite dessert you have taken. Okay. So 8 ml of the dessert spoonful. Then tablespoon is 50. Just do like almost twice. 15 almost twice. 60 twice and twice and twice. So here it is like almost double of previous one, right? So that is the right answer. Teacup, if you are drinking tea, coffee, anything, always while checking you see it is 120 ml. Okay, so like that you relate with your day-to-day life example, it will be easy. Okay. The next question is, following ratio is used for the preparation of emulsion. Fixed oil, water, gum. Now whenever we are preparing the emulsion, so water and gum is the same method. That is, this is 2 part, this is 1 part. Only thing is here it will vary. Okay. So fixed oil means it will be FF you can remember. So if it is a 4 parts, FF you can remember. F for 4, F for fixed. Okay. Volatile means, like if you do like this is a V and this is 2 also, right? So this is easy. Volatile means 2 is to 2 is to 1. And both A and B. Okay, so here it is the right answer. If it is mineral, it will be 3 is to 2 is to 1. If it is about oleoresin, it will be 1 is to 2 is to 1. So remember this composition, sometimes they will ask. Okay. So basically both A and B is the right answer. So this is the composition, and for oil, water, gum. Remember, water is 2 parts and gum is 1 part only. So that is constant. You just have to remember the ratio for the oil. The next question is, the product and dash promotion are 4 P's. What are the 4 P's when we talk about the marketing? Option A is price and place. Option B is process and place. Option C is production and place. Option D is production and process. So generally product and promotion is anyways there. The 2 P's are what? Price and place. Definitely that are the those are the 4 P's in the terms of marketing. So option A, price and place is the right answer. Okay, so I hope you have answered that one. So option A is the right answer. So product, price, promotion and the place. Okay, so these are the 4 P's. Next is again it is coming consumers who are loyal to 2 or 3 brands, they are known as switcher, loyal, semi-core, split, shifting. Okay, it is not if they are not loyal to one brand, so definitely if it is not switching, no, it will not come switcher, loyals. Semi-core it will not come because they are not loyal to any of the brand, so it is known as split loyals. Split means is like 2 or 3 brands, so option C, split loyals, is the right answer. So option C is the right answer. And along with the like options, you tell me the question number also, because maybe sometimes I get delay message here. So split loyals is the right answer. Next question is, what is the term for process of adding a new product to your product line? Okay, so very simple. For example, if any coffee company is there, if they are adding different flavors or something in their same product, okay, so they are adding, so that means they are extending their product. So definitely it will be line extension. It is not about depth or consistency or vulnerability, because they are increasing their product, we call it as extension. Adding is there, so option A, line extension, is the right answer. Am I audible now? Next is, which polymorph of chloramphenicol is most stable? Is most stable means that will have highest melting point, right? Because that is most stable. So which comes first, that is the stable. Remember, in the alphabet, which comes first, that is option A. Chloramphenicol A is the right answer. B, C, D, it is not there. So chloramphenicol A is the right answer. So A is the most stable form. Next is 0.9% weight by volume NaCl solution is equal to. Now 0.9% means what? 0.9 gram is present in 100 ml. That is 0.9% solution. Okay. Now that is equivalent to 153 milliequivalent in 1 liter. That means in 1000 ml. So along with this, you have to see this also, what they are asking. Okay, if it is 153 milli equivalent or what. So definitely 153, but here they are asking 10 ml. So if you calculate, it will be 1.53. If you see in the option C, 1.53 milli equivalent per 10 ml. Okay, so that becomes the isotonic with the biological fluids. So that is the right answer. The next question is, fluted bottles are used to pack. These are nothing but the glass like bottles. It is not, basically we are not using something which will take into the like digestive system or the gastrointestinal tract. So syrup, ointment, definitely it won't be there, linctus, but it is used for the mouth washes. It is used for the mouth washes. So option D, mouth washes, is the right answer. The next is, choose the odd combination. Now here, co-process, that means the excipient which contains more than one excipient, it is given. Microcellulose, DIPAC, NewTab and SugarTab. Microcellulose, the name itself suggests microcrystalline cellulose, lac for lactose. Okay, so option A is the right answer. Option B, in the class also we have discussed, when it is a DIPAC, di means 2. So 2 ingredients are sucrose and modified dextrine. So this is also right. If you see sucrose, sucrose, invert sugar, this two cannot be the same for both sugar tab and new tab, and that is the reason we have seen in the new tab one more new ingredient is there, and that is nothing but the magnesium stearate, which is missing here, right? So this is not the correct combination. So option C is the right answer. That is, it is the odd combination. So sugar tab is the right, but option C is the right answer. Okay. The next is, IB/IBC utilize the principle of point-to-point correlation. Which of the following levels is given? GPAT aspirants, is it you only who is not getting my voice, or all of you are not getting? Because I think it's still coming, but if you have doubts, let me know, okay? So level A, B, C, D. So this is from the biopharmaceutics. So level A is about the point-to-point correlation. Okay, point-to-point means what? Each point of in vitro data we will compare with the in vivo data. Okay, so that is nothing but point-to-point correlation. So level A is the right answer. B, C, D it is not there. So IVIVC, that is in vitro in vivo correlation, that is a point A correlation. Option A is the right answer. Next is temperature above which a liquid can no longer exist. Okay, so after which it will get converted into the gaseous form. Critical pressure. In the question, we are not talking any kind of pressure, right? So critical pressure is not there. Next is critical temperature. So definitely critical temperature means critical words tell you that something is being converted. Okay, so from the option you can see option B, critical temperature is the right answer. Osmosis is a phenomena of transfer. CMC is micellar concentration. It has nothing to do with the temperature, right? Okay. So critical temperature is the right answer. Okay. I'll try facing towards this, then I'll talk. Okay. Next is schedule FF. Okay. Now very easy for this also trick. FF means two F are present, and in that FF means we have two I's. Okay, like that you can remember. And I's are related to the word ophthalmics. I's are the word related to the ophthalmics, right? So drugs which can be marketed under generic, so this comes under schedule W, so this is not there. Drugs which are habit forming, so that comes under schedule X, so this is not the right answer. Standards for ophthalmic preparation, just now I said ophthalmics, okay? Drugs which are exempted from certain provisions applicable to manufacturing, so that is schedule K. In the class we have discussed, you remember the trick, that is kilometer. K stands for the drugs which are exempted from the manufacturing. Why like this? Because there is a one more exempted, that is schedule D, which is exempted from the import. So in this case you can remember as drug inspector. D stands for schedule D, which is exempted from the import. So I stands for the import. Kilometer, K is nothing but schedule K, which is exempted from the manufacturing. So to avoid the confusion, we have remembered with the trick. I hope everybody remember. Very good, Krishna. FF means focus to eye. Very good. So option C is the right answer. So this we have already discussed. Again, it is a match. Schedule Y. Y is about what? Clinical trials, right? Where it is given 2. Schedule FF. Just now we have discussed ophthalmics, 4th. O stands for, remember, OH group or the disinfectant alcohol group. So that is nothing but the 3. P is nothing but the life period or the pack size, or we call it as shelf life, right? So P stands for the first. So it is nothing but 2, 4, 3, 1. So where it is given 2, 4, 3, 1, option A. So option A is the right answer. Very good. All of you, I think everybody is getting now. When was GMP introduced? In which year? In which year GMP was introduced? 1990, 1985, 91 or 1988? This is a straightforward question. So you remember, you know, NDPS Act is 1985. So 3 years after that, you just click that one, that is a GMP. So 1988 is the right answer, 1985. Whichever is closer, you remember it together. So in one way only you can remember two acts. 1985 NDPS Act, 1988 GMP was introduced. Okay. No, not B. It is 1988. That's what I'm telling you. 85 is for NDPS Act. The members of DTAP hold the office for how many years? The members of DTAP. First of all, remember DTAP members are divided into 3 parts. So 3 years. They will hold the office for the 3 years. Not 1357. They will, not 157, but they will hold for the 3 years. Option B, 3 years is the right answer. So if you see, total 18 are there. And also important is who is the chairman. Okay. So ex officio 8 members are there, nominated 5, elected 5. Who is the chairman of DTAP? Director General of Health Services. How you will remember? Health. Health is important. Okay. So that is the chairman, Director General of Health Services. Okay. Next is MAPE. What is MAPE? Maximum allowable post expenses. Okay. So should not exceed dash for indigenously manufactured schedule formulation. So definitely, what is maximum they are asking? Maximum can go up to 100%. So it should not cross beyond 100%. Not 20, 50 or 70, right? So 100% is the right answer. Okay. The next is a 12 weeks pregnancy can be terminated with the consent of dash medical practitioner. Okay. So how much weeks? 4 weeks, 6 weeks, depending upon that, because the complications, if more weeks are there, the complication increases. So when it is the pregnancy is about for 12 weeks, then the how many consent of medical practitioner is required? So that is 2. Okay. So in this case, the opinion of 2 registered medical practitioner is required to uh, see the termination of the pregnancy, because 12 weeks is more, only the time is more. If it is less, 1 is sufficient, but when it is 12 weeks, the complication increases. That is the reason it is 2. Okay. So advice of 1 doctor, advice of 2 doctors when it is 12 to 20 weeks. Okay. Not allowed 20 to 24 and more than 24, because more complications are there. So generally it is not allowed. Okay. Which of the following is an intellectual property as per intellectual property rights law in India? Okay. Intellectual means something which is coming from someone's mind. That is the creativity, right? So original literary work, yes, that is there. Industrial design, yes. Trademark, apart from that you have copyrights also, Design Act also. So all of the above is the right answer. So basically all of the above is the right answer. So these are their geographical indication, everything. So that comes from the intellectual. Next is 21 CFR, that is Code of Federal Regulation of US FDA describes. Okay, so there are many parts. What does this 211 tells us about? Current good clinical practice, current good manufacturing practice, current good laboratory practice, or current good packaging practice. Okay. So when it comes to about 211, it is about the current good manufacturing practices. Okay. So that is the most famous one, most popular. So you can easily remember. Okay. So option B, current good manufacturing practice, is the right answer. Okay. The next is headquarters of Bureau of Indian Standard is situated at. So remember, Bureau of Indian Standard, it is situated at New Delhi. Okay. It is situated at New Delhi. Then in New Delhi, Bureau of Indian Standard is also there. It is related to Indian, right? So the capital of India, that is New Delhi. Next is All India AICT, All India Council for Technical Education. In this also Indian word is there. So that headquarters is also located in New Delhi. Next comes CIDISCO, regulatory body of the India. So again, the capital of India. So these 3 have the headquarters in New Delhi. Mumbai has the head office where? Trademark. So you can remember trademark. M stands for Mumbai also. Next is Kolkata. So I think everybody knows this PK movie. So P stands for patent. K stands for Kolkata. Okay. And Chennai. Chennai is not there. So these are the different headquarters which are located. That is up to 12 weeks. Jan, if it is up to 12 weeks, then it is 1. Otherwise, you can go for 2. The next question is, so these are there. OECD, as we have discussed, the headquarters is in France. ISO, it is Geneva, Switzerland. Okay. New Delhi, Sana is right. Nilesh is also right. Very good. Which statistical tool is used for for bioequivalence study. Bioequivalence means there is a one brand product and one is generic, right? So you want to compare that. So for that comparison, we are doing analysis of variance. Okay, so analysis of variance, that is nothing but ANOVA. We are using it to compare between the brand and with the generic one, right? So t-test, chi-square and null hypothesis, it is not there. So that is the ANOVA is the right answer, which is used to compare between the two products. Okay, so generally ANOVA is nothing but analysis of variance. ANOVA is nothing but analysis of variance. Okay, according to BCS, high permeability drugs, in that absorption is greater than how much? When you will call that it is highly permeable, when the absorption is greater than 90%. When the absorption is greater than 90%, we call it as highly permeable drug. Similarly, you know that in the BCS class there is high solubility. When we call it as high solubility, when the solubility, the marketed strength, for example, marketed strength is 50 mg. When this 50, the highest dose, that is 50 mg, is getting solubilized in 250 ml of the aqueous fluid of pH 1 to 7. Across pH 1 to 7, when it is getting dissolved, the highest strength, then we call it as high soluble. And high permeable when the absorption is more than 90%. Okay? So this is according to the BCS classification. Clear all of you? This is according to BCS classification. I think everybody knows high, then low soluble, high permeable, high soluble, low permeable, and low soluble, low permeable. What is the route of administration used for evaluating the parameters in two-compartment open model drug distribution? So, sorry, drug deposition, right? So, basically, when we talk about the two compartment is nothing but the central and the peripheral. The two compartment happens in case of intravenous. Remember, the two compartments are nothing but intravenous, okay? So those who have answered A, C, I think there is a variation. I hope you are understanding what should be the right answer. Okay. Okay, very good. So intravenous, because it is a central and the peripheral compartment, that is IV bolus. Okay, not infusion bolus. Which of the following pharmacokinetic parameters are widely used to estimate the non-compartmental model? When we talk about the non-compartment, we take into consideration the pharmacokinetic parameters like bioavailability also we check. Then we check for the clearance value, what is the apparent volume of distribution. Along with that, we also check for mean residence time, right? So these are the pharmacokinetic parameters for the non-compartment model. Anyways, option D, all of this is given, so all of this is the right answer. The next is the problem of declining potency in an unstable preparation can be ameliorated by the addition of an excess or overage of the active ingredient. So this is the problem. When there is decrease in the potency, you add additional amount of the drug. So this is the first statement. Overages means additional amount. Overages are added to pharmaceutical formulation to keep the content of the active ingredient well above the limit compatible with therapeutic requirements for a predetermined time. Because it is declining potency, we are adding. Definitely we are adding. So statement 1 is the correct. But what they are telling, we are adding to keep it above the limit. We are not adding to keep above the limit. We are adding to keep within the limit, right? So definitely this is not the right answer because this statement is not right. Okay, so statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Option C, how many of you got the right answer? Sana is right, 42 is C is the right answer. Okay, which marker is widely used to assess the renal function? You know renal function, glomerular, GFR and all, right? So inulin, alcohol, mannitol or water. Okay, so you to check the renal function, we are generally using which type of marker? So inulin, option A is the right answer. Alcohol, mannitol and water is not there. Inulin generally we are using. So to measure the GFR, endogenous, exogenous substance. Inulin, it is providing an accurate measure of GFR, and creatine, it is an endogenous amine which is produced, right? Next is Henry Fayol principle. Aspirate de corps means what? Even if you have not heard about the, for example, at least from the name you can identify, right? So that is nothing but team spirit. It is not corporate objective, group objective, team activity, team spirit, right? Team spirit is important to make that harmony in the group and to make the most of it, right? So definitely team spirit is the right answer. Those who have answered inulin is the right. Your team spirit is the right answer. Next is depreciation means, now this prefix itself tells you there is something declining, right? But in all of the option it is given loss of price, loss of equipment, loss of premise, loss of value. The questions from pharmaceutical management are like very straightforward. There's no logic like from this you can identify, right? But if you see, that is nothing but loss of a value of an object because of wear and tear, right? Loss of value of an object because of wear and tear. Option D, 45 is the right answer. Next question. Which of the following is the function of management? Something if you are managing, then planning will come, the organization will come, then you should know how to coordinate, how to control, staffing, directing, everything, right? So definitely planning and organizing will be there. Control and coordination will be there. Staffing and directing will be there. And all of this, right? So all of this is the right answer. Very good. I think you guys are answering. The thing is that you can see the question which I am writing, but I am still seeing the 42 question. Still 47. I can see the answers for 46. That's why it's getting delayed. But anyways, I am assuming that you are getting correct question here and you are typing the right answer for that. That is the reason I told you you write down the question. Okay. Because I am still on 42 question as per my this. Okay. Anyways, assets does not include. Assets is nothing but, for example, when we talk about the home, so whatever your furniture or whatever your equipments, that we call it as assets, right? So assets in the pharmaceutical management includes machinery. Yes, machinery is there. Machinery, equipments, everything is there. Inventory is nothing but investment is there. Furniture, definitely it is there. But it is not something related to the raw material. Okay, raw material does not include the assets. Something which will be converted, then it is included as assets. Okay, so option B, it is not there. Huh? Raw material, it is not there. And a furniture, it will be there. See, assets are the resources owned by the individual or business. That's what I have given the day-to-day example, that whatever your furniture, car, your investment, that tells you the assets of that individual. Similarly, you have in the business also, right? So definitely furniture or anything will be there, but the raw material cannot be included as the assets. Okay, very good. Next question. Which of the following is an example of marketing technique commonly used in drugstores? Clinical trials. Clinical trials is a human trial. That cannot be a marketing strategy. Price fixing. Price fixing is not the marketing strategy. Direct to consumer advertising. Definitely, we want the customers to come and take, right? So that is the direct to consumer advertising is the right answer. I'm still on live. Sorry. Anyways, fine. It's okay. But I hope whatever questions I'm discussing, that only you are giving the answers. So I'll not see much. That's why I got confused, like why it's happening. Okay, anyways. Next is cetrimide is an example of, now this comes under your surfactant, very important. So it is not like a trick, it is something that comes from that. So when we talk about anionic means what? Negative charge, right? So for this you remember sodium chloride. So whenever a sodium will be there, sodium itself will have a positive charge, remaining will have negative charge, right? For example, Cl-. So the anionic comes, for example, sodium sulfide, metabisulfite, the preservatives also. So anionic will have that one, right? Cationic is nothing but Cc, you can remember, cationic and cetrimide. What is the name of cetrimide? Can you tell me? I will tell you for C-tab. Cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. That is C-tab. What is there for cetrimide? Can you tell me? What is there for cetrimide? C type is cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. What is there for cation? Ampholytic means which will have both the charges. Non-ionic means your polyoxyethylene esters and all twin spans that will come under non-ionic. Okay. So your CC you remember cetrimide cation. CC. Not benzalkonium. Cetrimide is cetyl trimethyl ammonium chloride. Okay. That is also cationic. CC. C-type is cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide, that is C-type. Cetrimide is cetyl trimethyl ammonium chloride. Okay? Different, huh? That is different. Sana. C-type and cetrimide is different. Okay? So these are the examples that we have seen. Next is 𝙂𝙎𝙎 rule is for, you know 𝙂𝙎𝙎 rule, that is for the formation of the chloride. Basically, when you want the aggregates, you will add certain ions. Okay, so according to this rule, higher the valency of that ion, higher will be the tendency to form aggregation. So definitely, for example, if it is aluminium chloride, AlCl3, one aluminium is getting attached to 3 chloride, MgCl2, one magnesium getting attached to 2 chloride. So definitely, because this is having plus 3 valency, plus 2. One aluminium is having higher tendency. So this tells that higher the valency, higher will be the effectiveness of that particular ion. Okay, it is directly proportional. Okay, and it is about the hydrophilic colloid. Okay, it is about the hydrophilic colloid. So very good. Hydrophilic colloid is the right answer. So that is about the 𝙂𝙎𝙎 rule. Okay. Now next is here. I don't know how many of you knows alligation. I will tell you. But here what they have given, there are two emulsifiers. They are having HLB value of 4. One is having 4. Another one is 14. And you have to, using these two, you have to prepare a mixture such that the HLB value will be 12. Using these two mixture. And total you have to prepare 7 gram. Okay. So simply I'll give you. So what they have given, the HLB value is 14 and 4. I think 14 and 4, right? 14 and 4, and you have to find the required HLB is 12. Simply you write it down in between, and once you write it down, write down the higher value, write down the lower value, write down the required in the center. Do the diagonal subtraction. 14 minus 12 is 2, and 12 minus 4 is nothing but 8. That means this is 10 parts. Okay. This means that if you take 10 parts, this is equal to this. This is equal to this. If you take 10 parts, in that 8 parts you will take for HLB 40. 8 parts of HLB 40. And 2 parts of HLB 12. Now you have to prepare how much? 7 gram. So very easy. 10 for 8. You have to prepare 7. So 7 will be how much? X. Like that you can calculate. Okay. So if you calculate this, you will get the answer. So the answer will be, if you calculate here, it will be 5.6 gram. Similarly, if you calculate for the other one, you will get the value that is 1.4 gram. This is the based on alligation method. From the alligation method, you can calculate the HLB values, or you can calculate the concentration, anything. Higher and lower values are given. You have to find out the middle values. Okay. So I think everybody knows about the alligation value. So that is the right answer. Clear? Yes, it is in the afternoon. Okay, fine. Very good, Sana. I think Sana has answered. So that is the right answer. Okay. Drug in suspension and semi-solid formulation always degrade by which kinetics? Okay. So generally the rate of degradation in the suspension or the semi-solid does not depend upon the initial concentration. Okay. When it depends upon initial concentration, then we call it as first order kinetics. But here it does not depend. It will degrade on its own, irrespective of the initial concentration. And when such reaction happens, we call it as zero order kinetics. Okay, very important, zero order kinetics. All All the best. I think admit card everybody has downloaded, right? So option C is the right answer. Very good, Karthik, Sana. 𝘂𝐻 stands for. Does anybody knows what this? The Latin terms 𝘂𝐻 stands for. Very good. What is this? Magnet mind, serene. Very good. B is the right answer. That is zero order. 𝘂𝐻 stands for make water up to miss. Okay. Basically, it is a Latin word to make. Okay. So another also we have some Latin words. Addendums means to add. Applicandus means to apply. Then capiendus you remember to be given. Cap we have to give. Dand means cap we have to take. Sorry, cap we have to take. Dand we have to give. So to be given. In free candus is there, right? This is also one like a trick. Free means what? Friction. Friction means something you will apply with rubbing. So to be rubbed in. Okay. So like that some certain Latin terms are there. 𝘂𝐻 you remember it is to make. Okay. Reasons for physical incompatibility. So there are three types. Can you tell me what are the three types of incompatibility? What are the three types of incompatibility? First, physical, chemical, therapeutic. Chemical means you will see certain reaction. Physical means some physical changes will happen. And therapeutic means the activity will be decreased, right? So immiscibility, simply if you remember oil and water, if you mix, you can easily see that it is not mixing, right? So immiscibility is there. Insolubility, something if you are adding into the solvent, it is not getting mixed up. Insolubility. Liquefaction, if you are mixing two compounds which in contact, they will reduce the melting point and it will liquefy. We call it as liquefaction. We call it as liquefaction. Very good, Prasanna, Sana, Karthik. Very good. So all of the above is the right answer. That is physical incompatibility. Very good. Next is, so these are the types. What is the required floor area for running a pharmacy for wholesale or distribution? What is the required area? Option A is 6. Option B is 10, 15 or 30. They are asking wholesale or distribution. Huh? Don't get confused. That is nothing but 10 square meters. It is 10 square meters. If they ask retail plus wholesale, then that becomes 15. They are asking wholesale or distribution, if anyone, then 10 square meter is the right answer. What all? B is the right answer. I think Prasanna, Krishna, no. It is 10 square meter. Okay. What is the role of pharmacist in drug distribution for inpatient? Inpatient, not outpatient. Okay. Option A is to provide information about drugs, to have no role in the process. First of all, it is not the right answer. To provide information about hospital formulary. More than that, to ensure that the correct drugs are administered to the correct patient and at the correct time. Okay. So that is the main role of the pharmacist. Why they will provide information to the patient and they will ensure that proper drug is being given. Okay. So option D is the right answer. Very good. Some it is happening D, B options, but whatever it is there, you make sure that you are clear with the doubts now. Okay. Next is very good. Sana, D was the right answer. Hospital acquired infections are called as. Okay. So anything which is given, any infection which is occurred during the hospital infection, that is known as primary, secondary, nosocomial or latent infection. Yeah, D was the right. Now here is nosocomial infection. So that is acquired by a patient during the medical care in the hospital itself. Okay. The cold cream is, first of all, you should know, creams are nothing but the emulsions. Okay. And this comes under the simple emulsions. This comes under the simple emulsions. So definitely C and D, because they are multiple emulsions they have given, it is not the right answer. The only confusion will happen is here. So very like good trick given by our students only during the classes. So cold, here O comes at the second position. O comes in the second position. Here also O comes in the second position. Right? So it is W by O type of emulsion. And vanishing cream is the example of O by W type of emulsion. Okay. So both the questions will be cleared. Very good. 58B, BBB is the right answer. Very good, Krishna. Sana also, Karthik also, very good. Do not get confused, okay? Degree of skin hydration is measured by hydration. If you remember the first question, pycnometer, 𝘂𝙎𝑜graph, hydrometer, elastomer. See, elastomer, it is not the any instrument, so definitely that will not be there. 𝘂𝙎𝑜graph is not there. Hydrometer or pycnometer? What do you think? Hydrometer or pycnometer? So pycnometer is for the density. It is not for the skin hydration. So hydrometer is the right answer. That is option C is the right answer. Next is, which ingredient is used as anti-dandruff in the shampoo? The cosmetic ingredients are very important because unlike other like tablet capsules, here the ingredients are very different. Okay. So in the class also we have discussed how to remember. Here also again I am telling. Which ingredient is used as anti-dandruff? Selenium sulfide, zinc pyrithione, sodium lauryl sulfate. So basically remember, selenium sulfide and zinc pyrithione is the active ingredient that is anti-dandruff. Sodium lauryl sulfate, it is the HLB, it is the surfactant. It acts as a foaming agent. Okay, it is a foaming agent. Can you tell me what is the HLB of this one? I think those who have attended the classes, they can confidently tell. Your option D is the right answer. What is the HLB of sodium lauryl sulfate? Both A and B is the right answer in this case. So you can see anti-dandruff. There are all the phenol containing compound. You can see cresol, xylitol, bithionol, zinc, pyrithione, sulfur, selenium compounds, etc. Okay. 40. Very good, Krishna, Pari, Karthik, Sana, Dimple, Manoj. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Next is, sorry, I missed this one. Humectants added in cosmetic preparation. First of all, humectant, remember from the term that they maintain the humidity. Whether you are adding in the toothpaste, whether you are adding into the any formulation, that maintains the moisture content. Okay, so that is hydrogen bond formation. Okay, that is hydrogen bond formation. Covalent, it is not having any kind of like carbon and all. So covalent complex, it is not there. It is the weak hydrogen bond formation, that is humectant. Okay, you know what is humectant? It is there in the capsule also, like polyethylene glycol, sorbitol, propylene glycol, and so on. So that is hydrogen bond formation. Tragacanth is 13.2. What? HLB. Very good. What is oleic acid HLB? If you are telling, you tell for oleic acid also. Humectants are sorbitol, propylene glycol, polyethylene glycol, so on. Okay. The temperature at which the solubility of the surfactant is equal to CMC. Temperature. Focus on this. Critical micellar concentration, craft point, cloud point, or solubilization. First of all, you should know that. Solubilization is a process. It is not related to the temperature, right? Critical micellar concentration. The name itself tells you that it is about concentration. So this is not the point. Basically, craft point is the right answer where the solubility of the surfactant becomes equal to the surfactant, CMC, right? That is the reason every surfactant will have one CMC value. That means minimum concentration required to produce the micelles. Okay, so that is nothing but craft point. Cloud point means when it starts becoming cloudy. That is the reason it is cloud. Oleic acid HLB1, very good all of you. Craft point is the right answer, very good. The next is, for the freely soluble solute, approximate quantities of solvent by volume for one part of solute by weight will be how much? So this is a solubility table. I think everybody knows this solubility table. What should be the answer for this? And they are asking for freely soluble. Freely soluble. So it is 1 to 10 parts. That means for one part of solute, 1 to 10 parts of the solvents are required to form the, or to solubilize, then we call it as freely soluble. Which of the following are the mechanical equipment used for the emulsification during the formation of emulsion in industry? So basically they are asking which of the equipment is there for the emulsion. Okay. So option A, mechanical stirrer, homogenizer, ultrasonifier, all of this. I think everybody knows till now. We are using homogenizers, ultrasonifiers, and mechanical stirrers to form the emulsion, right? To mix properly. So that is the right answers. Apart from that, you have colloidal meal. Always remember, colloidal meal is used to form the dispersions. Silverson homogenizer, mechanical stirrer, and ultrasonifiers. The next is, one of the following manometers is help in measuring the consumption of gases in chemical reaction. So manometers, which of the following? Simple, differential, inclined. So basically manometer is to measure the pressure difference. Okay. So because the consumption of gases will give the difference in the pressure difference, it is used to calculate. Okay. So basically simple manometer is used for the consumption. So I think everybody knows this one. Simple manometer is used to see the consumption of the gases in case of the chemical reaction. Option A, simple manometer is the right answer. The next is match the following. Here salt solution is given, whatever. Not only salt, some solutions are given, and percent relative humidity. The capacity for generating relative humidity. Generating, okay. Now you know water. Water can generate more humidity, so that will be 100. That will be the highest, where you can see P is equal to C. This option is there and this option is there, right? Next is Q, silica gel. Even if you don't know the question, but at least you know that silica is not to generate the humidity. Rather, it acts as the absorbent. So whenever if any equipments come, so they will add the silica gel packets. Why? To generate humidity or to absorb it. So definitely silica gel is absorbent. It is having zero capacity to generate the humidity. So silica gel B 0. So C and B, where you can see option B. Then comes potassium acetate is 20, that is A. Then comes calcium chloride, that is 32, E. And sodium bromide, that is 58. Even if you don't know the exact value, but at least you should know water. Water gives humidity. Silica gel 0. Okay. So like that you can solve the questions. The next question is, so these are the percent relative humidity. Fourier's law states that the rate of heat flow through a uniform material is dash to the length of the path of the flow. It is not about flow. Anything, the reaction is, what is the relation between the path length? Whether you take your 𝑢𝑣𝙄𝑖𝑑s also or anything. Will it be directly proportional, inversely proportional, or what? So definitely more the path length, greater the path length, definitely lesser will be the flow, right? If somebody asks you to cross the bridge, the path length, the length of that river, not length, the width of the river should be less, right? So that it will be easy to flow. So like that, it will be inversely proportional to the path of flow. Okay. So option C is the right answer. The number of registered pharmacists nominated by respective state government in a state council is. State government in a state council is how much? So basically 6, 5, 7, 8. So again a straightforward, that is option B. 5 are there. So you can see the distribution. 6 registered pharmacists are there elected and 1 member elected by MCA. Nominated 5 registered are there. Okay, nominated 5 are there, elected 6 are there. Then comes ex officio, here also 3, here also 3. Mostly it is 3 only ex officio with some exceptions. Acha, 67th question. Okay, so path length, that means the rate of heat flow through a uniform material is directly proportional to the, is dash proportional. Simple example shall I give you? For example, there is a vessel. This much vessel is there, right? This is the path length. For example, this is the path length D1. You are heating this vessel. Second vessel is this. The path length. Path length means how much distance the flame has to travel, right? Heat of flow. Here it is very less and here it is more. Lesser the distance, greater. This will heat more easily rather than this, right? thickness, because the path length here it is more. So here heat of flow is less. Because here distance is less, heat of flow will be more. Lesser the distance, higher will be the flow. Higher the distance, lesser will be the flow. Understood? Inversely proportional. Who has asked this question? Krishna, now I think it is clear to you. Not only Krishna, all of you, I think it is clear. Understood? Next is prescription price consists of cost of ingredients only, cost of professional fee only, cost of ingredients and cost of dispensing, or cost of ingredients and professional fee only. What do you think? What should be the answer? So basically it will include all, right? Dispensing also, and whatever the professional fee is there, that also, right? So option D, cost of ingredients and the professional fee is the right answer. These are some of the like direct straightforward based on the formula questions. Okay. Okay, understood? Well, fine. Which of the following packaging material is used for ophthalmic products? Polystyrene, polyisoprene, or neoprene, or polyethylene? It is made up of polyethylene, basically ophthalmic products. Till now, 2 times we have seen polyethylene, where we have seen dip tube and ophthalmics. Okay. Did I skip 68th question? Where and when I skipped? I did not skip. I told now this 5. This also explanation I told. How much duration? Depending upon your answer, it will get completed by 10 o'clock. 100 questions are there. I think we are on 70th question. We have discussed this 68th question. Okay, you can see later on also. Why? Do you have any other work? Sorry. Okay, fine. According to NDPS 1985, cultivating coca plant or gathering any portion of, according to this act, anything related to psychotropic substance is not there. Okay, it is termed as production. No, we cannot call it as production, preparation, or manufacturing. It is known as illicit traffic. It is known as illicit traffic. Okay, if you gather any of the portion of the coca plant, because that comes under the narcotic substance, narcotic and psychotropic substance. Okay. The next is the correct equivalent for minus 10 degrees Celsius is. What is the formula for calculation of degree to Fahrenheit? Anybody? So the formula is F is equal to degree Celsius plus, if you do Fahrenheit to degree Celsius, then you have to do degree Celsius into 9 by 5 plus 30. So what is given? Degree Celsius is 10. 10 into 9 by 5 plus 32. Sorry, it is minus 10. No? This is minus 10. No? So minus 90 divided by 5 plus 32, if you do, you will get 40. Plus 40, no? Plus 14 degree Fahrenheit. So please remember what they are asking. Not Kelvin. Kelvin is different. Celsius different. Fahrenheit different. They are asking Fahrenheit. Okay. 14 is the right answer. Very good. I think everybody knows this. The formula also I told you. F is equal to degree Celsius into 9 by 5 plus 32. Very good. PK solutions. Krishna, Karthik, Sana. Very good. Sorry. Which evaporator gives porous product suitable for conversion to granules? Okay. So vacuum, film, dry evaporator, fall. Film evaporator is for the liquid. So definitely first of all that will not be there. That forms the film. Vacuum is the right answer basically, which is used for the conversion to the granules. So because you are reducing the pressure inside that one, so that gives the porous one. It is suitable for conversion into the granules. That is the vacuum evaporator. The next is, where is the head office of AICT located? Just now I told you. Where is the AICT? Wherever you will see India related thing, India related, BIS or CDSCO. CDSCO is what related to India. Or AICT, the head office is located in India. Sorry, New Delhi. Okay. So option B, New Delhi is the right answer. The next is, which category of ingredient is used to impart flexibility to the film? Flexibility. When we talk about the flexibility, it is not only your nail polish, but we are using plasticizer in case of soft gelatin capsule. There also they provide the flexibility. Okay, so that work is done by the plasticizers. Okay, it is not about the film former. Film former is to form the film, not to make it flexible. Pigment is for the color. Thixotropic agent, this is just for confusing. Okay, the fancy word the students will select, that is the reason. But that is not the right answer. Plasticizer is the right answer. Okay. Plasticizer, option D is the right answer. The next question. All the gases given below are used for gaseous sterilization except, okay, we have seen most widely which is used is ethylene oxide. Okay, most widely which is used is ethylene oxide. But apart from that, we also use formaldehyde and beta propiolactone. What is formalin? Generally, this is a preservative, but what is formalin? Anyways, option nitrous oxide we are not using as a sterilization, although it is a gas, but not for the gaseous sterilization. Okay. What is this sorbate of glycerin? Ah, okay. The plasticizers you are telling. Okay, very good. Sana right, Karthik also right. C is the right answer. The next is, which of the following is the correct formula for calculating the child dose according to the Dilling's formula? See, sometimes they will ask you formula, even though if they don't ask you for calculation, they will ask you, okay? H divided by H plus 12 into adult dose, H divided by H plus 20. 20 is the right, but H is not there here. So option C, H divided by 20 into adult dose. This anyways is not there. Where is the H? It is not there, right? So it is about the Dilling's formula. Option C is the right answer. Option C is the right answer. Age divided by 20 into adult dose. What is formalin? Formalin is nothing but 40% solution of formaldehyde. Okay, that act as preservative. So 40% solution of formaldehyde. Okay. Next is license for the manufacture of medicinal and toilet preparation in bond are issued by. Who will issue the license for the medicinal and toilet preparation act according to the bonded laboratory? So option is customer control, option B is excise commissioner, option C is central government. Krishna already discussed in the class. I already told you. I still have to raise the volume. Why? If I'm turning, maybe that time it will be low, but I think it's good only. Okay, so it is issued by excise commissioner. It is issued by excise commissioner. Remember, he will give the license for the MTR. Kaolin is sterilized by. Sometimes if you don't know the answer, but at least you can have the logic that kaolin is what? What is kaolin? Kaolin is nothing but absorbent. Kaolin is nothing but absorbent. It is a natural absorbent. Absorbent means what? It has the tendency to absorb the moisture. If it has the tendency, whether you will go for autoclaving because that is a moist state sterilization, definitely autoclave will not be there. You will not do any ionizing or gaseous sterilization. This happens when hot dry or autoclave is not possible. So in this case, hot air oven is there. So that is the right answer. Okay. Option B, hot air oven is the right answer. Kaolin is used for, kaolin can be sterilized by hot air. Which part in the distillation apparatus represent heat exchangers? Adapter, condenser, receiver or still? So that is nothing but condenser. Condenser is heat exchange means one inlet, one outlet will be there. So that maintains the heat which is happening. Okay, so here you can see distillation. So receiver means where you will get the product, right? So this is a condenser. Whatever the vapors will be there, that will be condensed. That will be cooled down and converted into liquid. Okay, so that is heat exchanger. Very good. I think you guys are doing absolute good. Your answers are almost matching. I should start teaching in Hindi. Why? Many tricks are there. Actually, many tricks. I think The students who have seen the classes, they know that, okay? But seeing the time and everything, I'm just trying to give you more. But anyways. Okay, fine. Suspension of starch in water exhibit what? Plastic, pseudoplastic, dilatant, none. See, I told you, something which is getting increase in the volume. At least you can imagine starch, if you add into water, it absorbs and it gets like swelling like structure. So something which is dilating, something which is increasing in the volume, we call it as dilatant flow. We call it as dilatant flow. Okay. So option C, dilatant flow is the right answer. Plastic, pseudoplastic is not there. Plastic is Bingham bodies. Pseudoplastic, in fact, opposite of this. That is shear thinning. Dilatant is shear thickening system. Okay. So these are the graphs and some changes, differences. Places approved for termination of pregnancy may be inspected by. So there are approved places for termination of pregnancy. Who will do? Why drug inspector? Drug inspector has no role in the termination of the pregnancy and so on. So that will not be there. RMP itself is a doctor. What he will do in that? No, right? MBBS doctor is nothing but RMP only. These two will terminate the pregnancy, but they will not see the places. That is done by Chief Medical Officer. That is done by Chief Medical Officer. So option B, Chief Medical Officer, is the right answer. Okay. Holding temperature for moisture sterilization is 115 to 118 for 30 minutes, 15, 10, 5. I just want to know the answer for this. Sarim, no. RMP won't be there. RMP is the registered medical practitioner who is nothing but a doctor. What if doctor is only terminating and doing the termination of pregnancy in the unapproved places? That doctor is something who is terminating the pregnancy, not responsible for that. To check, okay? So, if now you remember, if you increase the temperature, autoclaving, the time will decrease. For example, I think everybody knows 121 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. If you reduce the temperature, definitely you will have to keep it for certain longer time. So that is nothing but 30 minutes. 15 minutes you will keep when it is 121 degrees Celsius, and so on. If you keep increasing, the time will reduce. Okay, these are the autoclave conditions only. It is A. It is A. 30 minutes is the right answer. Okay, do not get confused. So here you can see, if you increase the temperature little, the time is decreasing little. 30, 15, 10, 3. These all are the conditions for the autoclave. Students only know this 121 for 15 minutes. Pressure also you see, okay. Next is the part of the prescription, that means take though. What is the part of the prescription which tells you take though? Subscription, inscription, superscription, signature. First of all, subscription. Subscription means what? The instruction which is given to the pharmacist that you have to dispense 500 mg of paracetamol, 10 tablets, like that. So something which is given to the pharmacist. And who will give? Prescriber will give this instruction. That is your doctor. Okay. Inscription is the part which tells you about the ingredients. Okay. IN you can remember, I told you in the class also, ingredients. How many drugs and all are there? So, okay. How I have to increase the volume? Is it that difficult? I will try, okay? Superscription is RX. That is a god of which planet? Can you tell me? Planet name? Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Mars. What is the, here what it will come? And signature means it is the instruction given to the patient. You take before meal, after meal, twice a day, thrice a day, once in a day, like that. Okay. Very good. Option C, superscription, is the right answer. Jupiter, Manoj is the right answer. Very good. The ease with which a drug can penetrate or diffuse through a membrane, it is known as what? Permeability, transformation, diffusion, filtration. Filtration is not there. We are not talking about that. Diffusion means what? Drug is diffusing from one part to another. That is not about the penetration. Biotransformation means when drug undergoes different process. So definitely permeability is the right answer. So option A, permeability, is the right answer. Very good, all of you. Option A, permeability is the right answer. The next is dry gum method is also known as what? Option A is continental method, English method, bottle method, or Forbes method. What is dry gum? Dry gum is nothing but first you will not add the aqueous phase, oil is mixed with the gum and then water will be added. Okay? So that is nothing but the continental method. Option A, continental method is the right answer. Wet gum, then bottle. Bottle is nothing but the Forbes method. The total number of state pharmacy council members are. Total number they are asking now. Not any specific. What is the total number? So option B 15 is the right answer and the distribution is elected 7, nominated 5, ex officio 3 members are there. Okay. So total 15 members are there. Total 15 members are there. Elected total 7 are there. Nominated 5 are there. Ex officio 3 are there. Okay. In the ex officio, chief administrative medical officer will be there. Officer in charge of DNC and the government analyst. Okay. So this is the distribution for the state pharmacy council. Next is, I hope everybody is understanding, biological indicator used in formaldehyde sterilization method. Biological indicator which is used, Bacillus coagulans, Bacillus fumilis, Bacillus subtilis varieties niger, or Bacillus stereothermophilus. So that is Bacillus subtilis varieties niger. Option C, that act as a biological indicator to check. This is the evaluation now, evaluation method for sterilization. So in that formaldehyde sterilization, we are using Bacillus subtilis variety is niger. Okay, very good. Hey, D is not there. C, right? 88 is C. Sana 88 is C. Oh, sorry. Next is, wait. SOS means which of the following? Okay. So Syllabus is SOS. Syllabus is nothing but take when required or when necessary. Okay. It is not taken occasionally. Occasionally is not there. Immediately is also not there. And taken as directed is also not there. Okay. Take when necessary. That is Syllabus. That is the Latin term basically. That is take when necessary is the right answer. Okay. Very good. Antecibos. Ante means what? Before. Cibos means meal. So before meal. Post. Post means what? After. So after meal. Essay. Inter means between. Okay. And Syllabus is nothing but when required. Which tissue is expected to have slowest rate of drug distribution? Now see, drug distribution depends upon the perfusion. That means how much that organ is supplied with the blood circulation. Okay. So that is nothing but the, we will call it as the drug distribution. Now the slowest means what? That will have the least supply of the blood. Which one will have the least supply? Option A is kidney, brain, bone, liver. Now we know that kidneys, brains and liver, these are the highly perfused organs. These are nothing but highly perfused organ. Bones or skeleton, they are less perfused, so they will have the slowest rate of drug distribution. Not brain. Brain is highly perfused. So drug distribution is there. Not brain. It is bone. Okay. So you can see highly perfused, moderately perfused are skin and muscles, and poorly are the fats. Next is, which of the following ingredient has an antibacterial properties? Antibacterial properties. Which of them will have? So basically dichlorophyll. Dichlorophyll is what? Preservative. Dichlorophyll is what? Preservative. Triclosan is what? Antibacterial properties. This one is the right answer. Antibacterial properties. Then we have what? Carbopol. Carbopol act as what? Binders. Okay, vegan and the carbopol, they act as a binders. Next is what? Strontium chloride. Okay, that is a desensitizer. So basically option B, triclosan is the right answer. That is antibacterial. Okay. Triclosan is the right answer. Any doubts, any queries till now? 100 questions. 100 questions. According to Rittinger's law, energy required is proportional to what? So there are three laws: Bond's law, Rittinger's law, like that. So if you see Rittinger's law, energy consumed, it is not about energy consumed. Surface area created, yes. Because see, if you do size reduction, this is for the size reduction. Okay, if you do size reduction, new surface area will be there, right? Because particle size has been reduced. So that tells you about the Rittinger's law. Rittinger's law tells you about the surface area, not about the volume or initial field. Okay, and one more is there, bond length. Sorry, Bond's law. So Bond's law tells you about the new crack length which is produced. So bond is nothing but what? It is a length, right? Like cc. So length you can remember. Okay, so Bond's law, it tells you about the crack length, not final volume. It is about the surface area. Because see, more energy means more size reduction. More size reduction means more surface area. Okay, so it is proportional. Application for cultivation license of opium is made on which form? They are telling about the application. 1289. So basically that is made in the second one. The application for cultivation, it is made into the second form. Hicks law is also there, yes. That is the ratio. Very good. Application for grant of license for opium poppy cultivation. One is the license to grow that poppy for production. 8 is about the applications for standard samples of narcotic drugs, and 9th is the annual report. Okay. So 9th is the annual report. What is the Carr's index of poor flow powder properties? Always remember, whether it is Carr's index, whether it is Hausner's ratio, higher the value, poor the flow will be. Okay. So always remember 60 to 20, 21 to 25, 26 to 31. Higher the value we said, right? So they are asking poor one, right? This is very poor. Higher value it is there, but that becomes very poor. So this is the right answer. That is 26 to 31 is the right answer. 26 to 31 is the right answer. That is poor flow. Okay. So 26 to 31 is the right answer. How many of you got? So you can see here flowability, angle of repose is there, Hausner's ratio, Carr's index. If you see carefully, whichever value you take, lesser the value, better is the flow. At least you can remember it in that way. Lesser the value, 25 to 30, 31 to 35, like that. Excellent, good, fair, passable, poor, very poor, and poor. Okay. So Hausner's ratio, Carr's index. Lesser the value, whichever value you take. Here also it is less, here also it is less. Lesser the value, better is the flow property. Okay. Next is, in lipstick preparation, propyl para-hydroxybenzoate is an example of. It is an example of what? Bromo mixture, preservative, antioxidant, or chelating agent. So we know that it is para-hydroxybenzoic acid. Here it is para-hydroxybenzoate. So that is nothing but the preservatives. We call it as parabens. So generally you might have seen that it is paraben free, because they are little bit harmful. So generally the cosmetics and all, they will write sulfate free, paraben free, right? So they are nothing but the preservatives. Okay. So preservatives, propyl para-hydroxybenzoate. Next is, normal value of creatinine clearance is, very direct question. What is the value for the creatinine clearance? 120 to 130, 120 to 180, 20 to 50, 110. So that is 120 to 130 ml per minute. Very good. So that is the right answer. One 120 to 130 is the right answer. That is the creatinine clearance. Next question. The protective property of a colloid is expressed most frequently in terms of. Just now we have seen it is not about 𝙂𝙎-Hardy rule. That does not tell you about the protective property. That is about the aggregation when you add the electrolytes. Gold number tells you basically about the protective property. Coacervation is a process, not the property. Hofmeister series about the arrangement of the ionic and the cationic groups, right? So gold number is nothing but it tells you about the protective property, okay, of the colloid. So very good, option B, gold number is the right answer. Sana, 120 to 130. Only you will see 120 but not 180. Okay, that much big range it won't be there. Remember 120 to 130. Okay, very good. Gold number is the right answer. So generally, what is gold number? First of all, 10 ml of a gold sol that you will take, and in that you will add minimum amount, the mg of colloid, and then you have to add 10% solution of NaCl. Once you prepare this gold sol, then you will add the protective colloid. At that time, the color will be red. Okay. If you add this NaCl solution, it will change into violet if it is not having good protective property. But if the colloid is sufficient enough to give that colloidal property, then this NaCl will not be able to change from red to violet. So minimum amount of the colloid required to prevent the color change from red to violet is nothing but protective colloid. Gold number is inversely proportional. Very good. So definitely, if with lesser quantity you are getting uh, good protective action, that means it is effective, right? It is inversely proportional. Okay, very good. Who was the chairman of DEC? Now, B. Mukherjee, anyways, we know that he was Dr. Good Morning, I think, if you remember, or you forgot the first I told you. So, second edition, na, he was, so he will not be the DEC. Bohr is not there because that is for the Bohr committee. S.S. Bhatia is also not there for the Bhatia committee. R.N. Chopra. R.N. Chopra was the chairman for the DEC, that is Drug Enquiry Committee. Okay. Next is, which of the following dryer is used to produce powder from the solution? That means solution will be sprayed, will get converted into powder form. So which of them will be used? Spray dryer, cabinet tray dryer, pneumatic or fluid? Spray dryer is not something which will give you powder form. That is a static one. Pneumatic is also not there. Fluidized bed is also not there. So basically spray dryer will be used. Yes. Chopra is the right answer. Very good. So spray dryer we will use. That is the right answer. Okay. Sulfur sol is an example of colloidal type. Association colloid, hydrophilic colloid, lyophilic or lyophobic. Okay. So basically that is an example of the lyophobic. Lyo means what? Solvent. Philic means if it has the affinity or not, and phobic. Okay. So sulfur sol, we will see the other examples. So if you see lyophilic colloids, rubber, polystyrene, so they are the lyophilic. Lyophobic are gold, silver, sulfur in water, so they are lyophobic. They don't have any kind of affinity towards the solvent. And association means surfactant. Surfactant have both the groups, hydrophilic and the lipophilic, so they form the association, right? So remember that is a lyophobic. The next is, and the last definitely, which measurement of surface and interfacial tension can be carried out by which method? Okay, capillary rise method. Next is ring detachment method or 𝙂𝙀𝘾𝙀 method. Okay, so all of these are there. You will check with ring detachment. Then you will check with the capillary rise method if it is having affinity or not. So all of this is the right answer. Can be measured by the surface and the interfacial tension. That is also known as 𝙂𝙂𝘾𝙀𝑜meter. Okay, so that is nothing but ring detachment method. So that was all about 100 MCQs. We hope that you have understood whatever the tricks and the mnemonics that I have given. So read it properly, and if you have any doubts, you can let me know at any time. You can even post your questions in the comment section. So till then, thank you so much and all the very best for your examination. Stay calm, first of all, stay positive, stay healthy also. Don't take much of pressure and then go for the examination. Just be relaxed, and whatever your doubts are there, you can still let me know. Okay, so we hope that D was the right answer. Okay. With that, it is so I'll stop the class for now, and we, like, from GDC, we wish you all the very best for your examination, and definitely for your upcoming future also. And see you soon all. Till then, thank you so much. Hindi and English mixed. Yeah, even I enjoyed. Thank you all for your responses. It was very good. You guys have prepared so well. Just be confident with the answers. Hindi and English, the people are there from the south who cannot understand. Otherwise, I am okay with Hindi as well. But definitely we'll try. So all the very best. Dose formula trick. Krishna, you can definitely message me. You are a prime student, I think so. So I'll tell you, okay? So at least remember whatever is there. And yeah, welcome all of you. It was great having you all. Okay, so thank you so much without taking much of your time. So I hope we will end the session. You have understood, and I've tried to cover most questions, not only 100. 100 is like a quantitative term, but I've tried to take most of the things in the class. So all the very best again from our side, from the GDC, and we wish you all the very best. Okay, so thank you so much.